Well, good afternoon. We have a fun and interesting new product to look at today that should enhance just about anybody's enjoyment of their backyard birds. It's a Birdfy feeder by Netvue. It's got a 1080p smart bird feeder cam included for taking pictures and videos. And the idea, of course, is that the birds come in to eat and you take pictures and videos on the included camera, and you get to look at them on your smartphone and get alerts, share them with people. So it looks like it should be a lot of fun. The first thing I'll do is just kind of go over the camera and what comes with it, and then spend most of our time talking about the installation and using the app and seeing the results. So it comes with the camera already attached in the feeder with the Wi-Fi antenna. And you're going to connect to your router's internet service Wi-Fi, just like you include other smart home devices to your Wi-Fi network. First thing you want to do is make sure you remove the protective cover. Here, I've already charged the camera overnight. You want to charge it completely the first time. And I've already included an SD card and formatted in the app, and I got the app working. And I'll go over the app in more detail later, but it was really easy to turn on the camera, install the app, and the camera actually talks to you and talks you through it. And this one comes with a solar powered panel that you can use, and I really recommend going with the solar option. It's just so much easier to keep all my trail cameras and everything now powered with solar. Otherwise, you've got to come up with another option, like taking the camera in to charge it up with a USB, or running an extension cord with a USB charger or something like that. It's just a whole lot easier to use a solar powered charger. First thing I noticed, it's really well made, really well thought out, and it's, you know, it's cute as a bug. I got the blue option. It comes in yellow. You just snap the lid on the house and it flips up like that, and you fill in your seed in here, and it holds about a pound of seed, which is plenty. What I really want to do is get videos of my beloved painted buntings and the cardinals, and they really love millet, white millet, more than anything else. So I'll probably start out with white millet. If you wanted to attract some bigger birds or some different birds, you might try a mixture of white millet and shelled sunflower seeds. But really, when it comes down to the bird seed, especially in the winter down in Florida, millet and shelled sunflower, you can't go wrong with that. So you just shut this down like that, and you have the perch. It goes in here, and you can see the workmanship is kind of nice on it. There's a little locking nut that attaches the perch here, and you tighten that up. And then you have a port in the back here where you're going to attach your solar panel right here. And there's plenty of length of cord here, which is nice to attach your solar panel. That's it, and it comes with a USB cord for charging the initial charge of the battery. Now, it comes with a lot of different ways to attach it. First off, it comes with a really sturdy mounting bracket. Feeder just slips on there and snaps on. It's got a template if you want to mount it to with screws to a wood post or a fence post or something like that. And there's going to be all sorts of different ways and backyard situations to mount this, and this thing is real flexible. First off, I'm just going to try to avoid squirrels right from the get-go and mount it on a pole with a squirrel excluder device, and I'll show you that later outside. And also the raccoons. I mean, you know, the raccoons and squirrels will be after it if you don't protect it. And I want to put it back by the jungle fence so that I can get the buntings in there. It comes with a real heavy-duty belt that you can use to wrap around a tree or something like that. Also comes with a tripod mount. And it comes with real heavy-duty screws, so you know, you can mount it to a 4x4 post, a 2x4, or you know, any number of things. You can mount it to your house, but and I'll talk a little bit more about mounting later when we're outside. And then, of course, there's a mount for the solar panel, which goes on the back here. And the solar panel's got kind of a clever mount to it. And just put this somewhere. Looks like the cord really got a nice long cord. So where we're at now, I've got it all put together. You can see how easy. I mean, I just put it together in real time. It took like, what, 2 minutes to put it together. The thing you got to do is remember to charge it completely before you put it outside, and then get your solar panel in the sunlight and it'll stay charged. And then there's a number of settings and everything in the app itself, and we'll go over that later. But the number one priority right now is to get this thing outside with some food in it and get some birds on there and get the app going, because when the birds visit, it'll set off alarms. You can see your birds, you can take pictures and videos. And it also has an artificial intelligence engine in the app to try and identify up to 6,000 birds. We'll see how that goes. I mean, obviously, anything that says it's going to identify 6,000 birds may not be perfect, but it's going to be a lot of fun to look at and try out. There's a lot of different ways to set up the feeder. I just opted for a very simple thing to do while I was testing it out. I mounted it on a 7-foot piece of 1-inch inside diameter PVC 40 pipe, which is the thick-walled PVC, and just put it inside a patio umbrella holder temporarily, as you can see. And then I put a larger piece of PVC that fit here, and then that fits inside. So yeah, just go to your local hardware store and find the PVC. But the important thing about this size of PVC is that you can put the squirrel and raccoon baffle on it, which is really important to keep the squirrels and raccoons from trying to climb your pole, and it works fine. Because it's real simple to mount. This is a real strong steel mount, but you can just use a hose clamp to mount it to a pole, especially if you decide you want to do it permanently and use a piece of galvanized pipe. Actually, this PVC holds up pretty well. It jiggles a little bit in the wind, but as far as the camera is concerned, it's all relative, so you don't see that too much. The birds love it. And then as far as mounting the solar panel on the pipe, you can just use a zip tie. It works fine. It's not going anywhere. And again, this is I'll put a link to this squirrel baffle in the description. This is a real simple one that works well for years for me. It doesn't rust. All sorts of different ways that you can mount this real easily, depending on what your needs are. But this, especially for a temporary thing that you can move around, you can't beat that. It's just mounted on an umbrella stand, and it's not going anywhere. And again, if you wanted to put it like in a permanent location, certainly a piece of like 10-foot galvanized pipe, 1-inch inside diameter or something like that. You know, the pipe kind of varies. You want to measure it, but you know, any number of sizes of galvanized pipe will fit your needs, and then put a baffle on it. And it's really easy to get the solar panel on there, and it provides plenty of power. Especially since I like to use the light to fill in the shadows and things like that. As you can see now, we're at the time of day when there's a heavy shadow, and that's affecting your quality of your video and your pictures. If you have the camera facing right into the sun, you're going to get terrible video and pictures. If you have it facing directly away from the sun like I do, the birds are going to be in the shadows at this time. But as always, you have the sweet spot for videos and photography in the early morning and late afternoon. I wanted to set it up where I have a nice attractive background to the photos. So I have it back here by the fence, and it's also, the camera at no point during the day faces into the sun. Now this is about 100 feet away from the Wi-Fi router, and it works fine. So I think the distance on the ability to pick up on the Wi-Fi is pretty good. I'm pretty impressed, and I've had it here for a week now and never had any trouble with reception. So it just kind of depends on the strength of your router and the location. The microphone sound quality is pretty good. Here is an example of a red-bellied woodpecker and a blue jay. The camera has a white light for nighttime color videos, and the light is also useful for filling in shadows in the daytime, and on cloudy days for better photos and videos, as in these two examples. See how turning the light on makes it look much better. And the light doesn't seem to bother the birds. Here are the highlights of the Birdfy feeder from the box. The Netvue Birdfy app is reliable and very easy to use. You do not have to subscribe or pay any extra or recurring fees for any data services if you don't want to. You can just let the app save 10-second low-resolution videos to the SD card, or download the short videos right to your phone. You can also go back and review the last 7 days of data and pick some highlights out to copy and save at a higher resolution. But the best resolution is from making live recordings or photos in HD while watching live on your phone. These videos and pictures are saved to the DCIM directory on your smartphone, and you can share them or save them for further processing. The artificial intelligence bird identification is a work in progress. It did a pretty consistent job of nailing down the painted buntings and the blue jays. You can actually look at the individual video frames that the app used for identification and get an idea of how it can be difficult due to the different lighting conditions and the perspectives that the bird shapes present to the camera. It is not always a perfect full side shot or profile, and the color varies significantly in shadows and bright sunlight. It is fun, though, to look up the birds and see if the ID is correct, and you can send feedback to help improve the app identification. You can adjust the app for sensitivity, subject, and frequency if you don't want to get too many notifications. In summary, I found the Netview Birdfy Feeder with camera and solar power unit to be well made, easy to set up, and flexible to install, with a variety of options and also reliable. I had a lot of fun with the painted buntings and learned a few new things about their feeding schedule that I hadn't noticed before. I do recommend the solar option for simplicity and less hassle. The setup of the Wi-Fi network with my internet router was easy and the coverage was never a problem, and the installation and use of the app was easy. The setup of the Wi-Fi network with my internet router was easy and the coverage was never a problem, and the installation and use of the app itself was easy.